Good day to everyone that might be watching. My name is Mark Brian Sandang and I am a semester 4 TESOL student. So today I am going to talk about critical thinking in the age of AI, or more specifically, adapting our defense against misinformation. As we all might have noticed, technology is an integral part of our daily life. Every day we interact with technology from either a laptop, computer, or even a phone. So, even though we live in the era of technology, there are some downsides to it. Some of them in relating to the emergence or the rapid expansion of AI, artificial intelligence. It's not that I want to say AI is like a bad thing. AI is a good thing. It helps us in our daily life. For example, ChatGPT. Who hasn't used ChatGPT? From education to entertainment to even general use, we have used AI in our daily lives, like using ChatGPT to answer some questions, answer some inquiries we have, or even use it to complete our task. But it's not always sunshine and rainbows. AI has been used to manipulate or misinform people. And AI has been used for negative things like deepfakes and misinformation from politics, entertainment, or even disinformation of knowledge run by certain malicious groups. So, in this era of technology, we have to learn how to use our own critical thinking to fight back against these negative uses of AI and technology. But the question arises, how can we spot fake when AI can make it look so real? But first, let's talk about the negative uses of AI. AI is an evolving threat because the scale of access, everyone with a capable device can access AI to use it for whatever they want, either positive or negative. But sadly, we have seen more negatives being used with AI. So, what are these negatives, you might say? Well, one of them is deepfakes. Deepfakes are using a person's own image and creating a fake image, video, or even photograph of them, and maybe that is very malicious or very misinforming to everyone. And when this type of media is spread around, it will damage the reputation of that person. Another malicious use of AI is using AI for disinformation campaigns by a lot of malicious individuals or even groups. So with AI, it doesn't create like a new logical fallacy, but it makes manipulation much more easier because using AI, it's just when, like, for example, using AI to create an article, maybe about a topic that has many groups divided. When using AI, these groups will use it to create like their own biased reality. So when these kind of articles come out, the mass people that doesn't are not well informed will take this misinformation by the face value and will not look into deeper into the facts. So the misinformation will spread because these people, they do not see deeper on if the information or the source they are looking through is real or not. So this will create like a chain reaction where the media, false media will be spread around much quicker, and the consumer will consume that media and spread it or share it with their friends, families, or even co-workers. So this n- misinformation now lies deep within society and cannot be easily debunked by the truth anymore. To add on to the growing threat of AI content is much harder to regulate since AI technology is very new and is still being explored today. We don't really have like specific guidelines or laws to regulate this kind of use from entertainment, from the use in social media, or even the use of AI in misinformation campaigns. We do not yet have that kind of proper regulatory system for this new technology. Like when, for instance, when computers first emerged, when the world first started to be computerized, there is not really a law that will punish hackers back then when they do something malicious on the internet. So we are also now in that phase, in that same phase with AI nowadays. We do not have the capability to enforce laws to these malicious people or groups that will use this new technology for their own gain. The looming threat of misinformation by AI is looming over us. How do we adapt our critical thinking to this kind of environment? So I say source verification must get more technical. We don't just need to look at the information at face value anymore like we used to. Like for instance, like going on articles or even Wikipedia nowadays, we don't just look at the information that is presented to us at face value. And looking at the about us page on certain articles or websites isn't enough to verify the facts on the sources on the on any particular media that we consume. Nowadays, we must get more technical. We must look into deeper on the sources that are cited in anything that we look at nowadays. Because, for instance, from my experience as a student, when I try to search for sources, I often get led to articles that look legitimate, but they are actually not, because when I try to find an author of the article, like a journalist or something, they do not state who created that article. They only state that it is produced with the help of AI, and that to me isn't good enough. The information that I will want to seek must be from a human that has genuinely researched with their own critical thinking on this knowledge that they want to present, not by some algorithmic virtual intelligence that just skims through countless of websites, articles, journals, and comes to its own conclusion. So, like for instance, from my own experiences, to spot this false information, these AI articles, they try too hard to sound relatable to real people. They use they use words or even text that just sound too perfect, like not a human kind of language. They just feel too formal when they shouldn't be too formal. So I think that with certain articles or websites, or even trying to find any information in the internet nowadays, we must look deeper on what the sources they are cite, and not just look at a single source. We need to look at multiple different kinds of sources and come to our own conclusion. Besides that, I think we also must recognize the hallmarks of AI manipulation. AI text just sometimes just feels unnatural in their fluency on certain topics. It sometimes lacks depth or reasoning underneath on why they think that something should be a certain way. Or like it just seems that AI has a certain pattern that it follows to sound less less like an artificial intelligence, but like a human. But when we as a real human read it, it just seems unnatural, uncanny even. So when it comes to text, we can see like from the formatting of the text that is it is done by AI, because like from my own experiences, AI has a certain way of compiling information in a text. They use a lot of hyphens instead of commas, and they like to copy paste text that are just straight stolen from other legitimate articles. So that is one way to easily tell text is manipulated by AI. But on audio and video, maybe in like a few years ago, AI videos just seem very, very ugly, unrealistic. But nowadays, AI audio and video has become so realistic that we, even the most seasoned of artists or like tech savvy person, will have a hard time differentiating between AI and reality. Like for instance, I will show some examples. And from that example of Will Smith eating spaghetti, we can see the difference between AI then and AI now. It just looks too real, although a bit uncanny at times, but to other people like young kids or even the elderly, they won't see a difference between that AI video and reality. So that is the very scary part that we must learn to adapt to, because from now on those kind of videos will be more prevalent across the internet. AI also conforms to our own biases, because AI it use our own search history, or like the websites that we visit or the comments that we make, to make its own assumption of us. AI will use that to power the algorithm to provide us with more information or more false facts that wants to conform to our own biases, to make us feel or think in a certain way. So this is very dangerous, because this is can be used as a propaganda machine that can manipulate us or manipulate the people around us to think a certain way about something. So this AI use is really dangerous towards slow thinkers like the elderly, or very very young kids to think in a certain way. So to prevent this, we must double down on our own biases. When we are given content by the algorithm, we must look into deeper on what it is trying to do. Like for instance, I do not like pineapple on pizza, and the algorithm knows this, and the AI will use this to provide me with a lot more content that says pineapple on pizza is terrible. We shouldn't eat pineapple on pizza. So with all this kind of content that confirming to my own biases, it makes me feel a certain way. It makes me feel valid when I shouldn't be, because pineapple on pizza is okay, it's fine. But the algorithm, the AI is making us think this way because that is what the AI is for. The AI itself isn't malicious. It doesn't have a mind of its own. Its only thing, it's only used in like social media is to find out a pattern on what we like on or what we are our interest at the moment and give us more of that kind of content. So it really is something that is unending because when we move on to a different topic, the AI will catch on that we want more of this topic and will give us more and more of that topic until we move on to a different kind of topic. So, to summarize it all up, AI has changed the game. AI has changed the internet as we know it. Back then, people themselves are the one trying hard to misinform people. But nowadays, an unfeeling machine is the one at the top of the powerhouse creating all this misinformation 24/7 every day, every hour, every second. The internet is filled with misinformation. So I say that it is now more than never, more than ever, that we must think first before we agree to something. That we must think deeper into everything that we do on the internet, on every content that we consume. We must think that first that this content is true or not. And when the content just seems true, we need to double check it ourselves by fact checking through multiple articles or even information regarding that certain topic so that we can avoid from being misinformed at every level. So this is my call to action to everyone. Next time something just seems suspicious or perfectly aligned with your own views, first you need to pause and verify the source technically if possible. Question the emotional pull that that content created creates for you and adapt to your own thinking. Because nowadays, AI is everywhere, misinformation is everywhere. If we do not use our own critical thinking, we will just be misinformed and just play right into these malicious people's hands. So that is all from me today. My name is Mark Brain Sandang, and this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching and have a great day.